Yeah, with John Nathan Turner and I remember us having a meeting where we wanted to discuss Sharon's Jet, and so Mick Jagger came up, and David Bowie. Hot for David Bowie, but he was unfortunately doing the world tour. So, and he actually said he would love to play that part, but he was on the tour, so there was no way he was going to be able to do it. And I met Christopher Gable. I mean, they were the two major characters. Mick Jagger was on the other, but we just couldn't afford to even consider it. But what had happened was I worked when I was. We used to call them cool boys, floor assistants, which was is a cool boy, is a junior of the team who went and knocked on doors, said, "We're ready for you now, Mr. Mrs. and or with makeup's ready for you," and we buried people. So we were the babies of the crew. And I was sent once when I'd started at the BBC as a runner, and I was sent to Bristol to work on Eric Robertson Music for You, Presents or whatever. And it was music right down the middle of opera and operetta and ballet. And Christopher Gable was then a very, very famous ballet dancer. And so each week in this show, he would have a ballerina from a famous ballerina from all over the world to do a pas de deux every week. Because he was about 24 in those days, 25, and I was 21, he and I were the youngest people together, so I became his natural friend to go out nightclubbing in Bristol on Friday night. So we went off rock to rock. And I remember this fantastic relation. He was a lovely guy to know. He was a really nice man. And he said to me one day, "I want to stop being a ballet dancer because I can't do, they do those, when they leave, I don't know what it's called, they do scissors." And he said, to do that, you have to get 13 scissors effects in it, and I can only do 7. And I'm cheating, so I need to stop. So I want to take up acting. And that's what he did. He went into rep and did acting. So I remembered this fantastic character who had a fantastic voice, wonderful physique, which is what Sharon's Jet had to have. He had to have an ability. There was something very special about him. And I suddenly said, why don't we get Christopher Gable, who is now a big film star, see whether he would play it, because he might remember me and might say yes, I don't know. And he did. When we approached him, when I said to him, "Look, Christopher, it means that you're going to have a mask on all the time. The only time we see you is at the end when it becomes destroyed by fire or whatever. And as you pull the mask off, it's still up. We still don't see you because we see his burnt, destroyed face. But I just wanted this deep voice and this wonderful, live spirit in the bar." And he said, "I'll come in and see you. Send me the script. I'll come in and see you and discuss it further, and we'll decide whether I'm the person for you." And he did. He said he read it and said, "Do you know what? I want to do this." And he came and played it. And it was wonderful. He was a fabulous artist to be, amongst the team.
So we have time for a couple of questions. Is John out there now? Is John there? Yeah. Where's John? Oh, there you are. So John is going to come amongst you, and we'll choose the people he feels he's most attracted to. So if you want to put your hand up, he'll come and hunt you down.
The Making of Time Crash.
The Making of Time Crash.
Memories of doing the Making of Time Crash with David Tennant.
Can you share us some memories of doing Time Crash with David Tennant when you were there?
Okay. Yes, I remember. I was doing Spamalot at the time in the West End, playing King Arthur with a beard, and on one Sunday, Stephen Moffat came around for lunch, obviously with an ulterior motive, and said, "Would you be interested in doing this little script I've written?" And he gave it to me, and I read it, and I thought, this is absolutely brilliant, because it's both about David remembering watching Doctor Who, and also about the 10th Doctor remembering being the 5th Doctor. So I said, yeah, absolutely, of course. And so we arranged it that we would film it on one Sunday, about a month, 6 weeks later. And so at the end of the performance on the Saturday night, I had to shave off my beard, which was bloody painful. Shave off my beard and get in a car and be driven down to Cardiff in those days it wasn't done in those studios where it's done now. It was rather in LAN. I'm not even sure where it was. So anyway, so I stayed the night in the hotel and then woke up in the morning full of trepidation and went into what, of course, I foolishly assumed, of course I'd seen the programmes, I knew it kind of wasn't, was my TARDIS, but of course my TARDIS console room. But of course it's an entirely different entity. In our day it was, they would wheel the console room, console in and set up the flats, wobbly flats, so it would just be in the brightly lit studio. And this was this fantastic, complicated set, standing set. And I think for some reason I was there before David, so I was going through the thing and figuring out what I would do, pull levers here and there. Because in my console room, I would just go around and whenever we had a bit of action and I had to press buttons, I would just press as many buttons as I could, because I knew it would give the sound department a nightmare when they came to dub it, because they'd have to dub it a little bleep on for every button I pressed. So anyway, when we came to rehearse it, I was just pressing and pulling any lever I could find. David, of course, whose TARDIS console it was, had very specific ideas of which button did what. And so I found myself, first of all, him telling me off about, no, you can press anything, not that lever there. Because that lever, I can't remember what it does now, it may have opened the doors. Anyway, but we had a great time doing it. It was meant to be, I think about 13 or 14 minutes long. We spoke so quickly, it was only in the end about 9 minutes, I don't forget the exact timings. I know it was very quick. And really, I was just getting into it and thinking, I could do this on a day-to-day basis. And they said, right, that's it, it's all finished, thank you very much, bye. And they put me in a car back to London. But it was great. I'm very, very glad that I did it. I thought it was a wonderful script, and I just hoped I could keep up with old Mr. DT.